Hey everyone, it's me, Lamont Smith. Guess you're wondering what I'm doing right now. Well, I'm going to tell you what I thought about Wonder Woman. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Monty, gee, this is a horror channel. Why are you talking about a non-horror movie? Well, first of all, it's my channel, so I can decide to put whatever content I want on my channel. But really, Wonder Woman is one of the two biggest movies that I really wanted to see this year. The other one's going to be Star Wars, The Last Jedi. That's not coming out until December. And I want to put up what is called my thoughts video on these two movies. I'm not going to rank them like I do the horror pictures. I'm just going to talk about what I thought about the film. Did I enjoy it? What I didn't enjoy about it? What I thought about the acting, the directing, and the story all of itself. So I'm going to do this for Wonder Woman and Star Wars: The Last Jedi. So let's get on it. Let's talk about Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman stars Gal Gadot. I believe if I mispronounced it, let me know. I think I mispronounced it. Chris Pine, Robin Wright, and I believe Connie Nielsen and Danny Hudson stars those people. It is the first theatrical movie about the particular character of Wonder Woman, and it's the first female-led superhero film. There's a lot riding on this, particularly for DC, back after the disaster that was Batman v Superman, and most people, including myself, felt as though the only thing that was good about it was Gal Gadot's portrayal of Wonder Woman. And we were all anticipating about this movie. It's finally here, so let's talk about it. Now, this is an origin story. So we start with Wonder Woman back when she was a little girl. We see how she grew up on the island of Themyscira. We see her mother protecting her as much as she could and tells her how she was born. Okay, now that that's over with, let's get back to what I was saying about the origin story. Like I said, this is an origin story about Wonder Woman. Her mother, Hippotopia, if I mispronounced it, let me know, tells her about the story about how the Amazons came to being, how Zeus created man, and how Ares led man to fight wars, and how Zeus killed Ares and had Amazons protect mankind. It isn't for long before Steve Trevor crash lands on Themyscira, and then our story begins. Now, there's going to be no spoilers on this, which one is my thoughts of. So if you want to see the movie, you had to see the movie. I'll just basically talking about the story. So there's no spoilers here. But as far as what I believe the story is very good. It's very well written. It has a nice origin story. The origin story doesn't drag as much as some of the origin stories in these superhero movies. So I really was pleased by how they did the origin story. Now, Wonder Woman itself, the character itself, has gone through many revisions about her origin story. So this movie particularly hits upon the part where she was molded from clay and her mother blessed the gods, and she was infused. The gods infused the clay with life, and that's how it became Wonder Woman. So they do that particular part of her origin story, for those of you who are not familiar with the actual Wonder Woman comic character herself. But I thought the overall story was good. You know, she goes into America. Steve tells her about the World War I that's raging on, and she decides that, hey, look, we got to protect mankind. That's what we were here for. So I'm going to go out there and protect mankind. So she goes with Steve Trevor, and they decide to fight the Germans in World War I. And I thought that's basically the overall story of Wonder Woman itself. Like I said, the story is very good. There's a lot of character development. We also see one of the great things about this, but we also see her naivete throughout this whole picture. And I think that's a good part about it, and there's also some minus parts about it, but I'll talk about that later. But basically, the overall story of Wonder Woman is great. It's very tight. It's a very good. I thought they did a good job of fleshing out her characters and Steve Trevor's character, and all the supporting characters as well do a fine job. I love Ada Mae. She was very good. She was great comic relief. I love the side characters when we get to the later parts of the film. Steve Trevor's little band of whatchamacallit. They're in a picture that you see at the beginning of the film. Everyone did a great job. I thought the story was very well written, so I give credit to the writers. Did a great job in writing this after, again, the disaster that was Batman v Superman. Now, let's talk about the acting. Obviously, Gal Gadot really does a great job in portraying Wonder Woman here. This film is hers. She gets all the screen time are there, but she does a great job in this film. carries over from what she did in Batman v Superman. She begins, it plays a little different because, this is just her first, how could I say this? Her first venture into man's world. And she does a great job in showing her strength and also her naivete. Because she really doesn't know anything about man. There are some funny moments in the film that's for obviously for comic relief, but it's all based on part of her naivete. And Gal Gadot does a great job in portraying that. So kudos to her for giving such a great this character such great warmth, strength, beauty, of course, because Gal Gadot's an attractive woman, and also weakness and loneliness. You can tell that she's not loneliness, but you can tell that she's trying to understand this particular world, and she is struggling, but she does a great job on it. Chris Pine does a great job as Steve Trevor. He's the man's man of this film. He doesn't overtake her, he doesn't overplay it or take over the role. He's basically there to guide Diana Prince along in this world. All the other people in this place do a great job. Danny Huston he does a good job. All the actors do a pretty good job. Donnie Nelson plays Tobola as her mother. She's there for just to protect her, and she doesn't want her venturing out, but knowing that she can't stop her, so she feels sorry for her. So everyone does a great job in this film. So I was very pleased with how everyone did in this movie. Now, of course, let's talk about the direction. This is a female director. I think her name is Patty. Give me a second here. Let's see, because I forget her name. Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins does a great job in directing this film. The fight scenes are very well crafted. The scenes on the Themyscira Island are very shot well. Nice large shots, dolly shots. The moments when there's subtle is very good lighting, very good direction. I thought she did a very good job in crafting this film. So kudos to her for a female director in this female-led film. So I give her much praise for directing such a film, because a lot of people are banking on this film, and I think she did a great job on this movie. So, like I said, everything is fine, but the movie does have its flaws, and I will talk about those. Now, the only flaws I found about this picture is that it does drag a bit between the second and third acts. Mainly, once again, playing upon Diana's naivete. I think they overplayed it a bit in some of the scenes, causing the movie to drag a bit, not too much, between the second and third acts. I believe that's really the only fault I found in this film. I understand why they did it, because it's trying to move the story along, but I think they could have did a better job, could have been a better job portraying that without, her naivete, thinking that this thing that she needs to do is going to solve everything. They could have did a better job, or maybe have Steve Trevor explain to her, as they tried to do around in the third act, trying to explain to her what's really happening. I guess it's the only really negative thing I have to say about the film itself, is that I think they drag about just a little bit too much about her naivete. But I guess it's just to move the story along. I just thought they could have did something a little better. But overall, this is a fantastic superhero film. Is it better than Man of Steel? I think it is. I think it's a little better than Man of Steel. Not too much better, but it's right in there when it comes to origin stories. A lot of people were mad about Man of Steel, and I don't know why, because it was an origin story. They were trying to do an origin story here. This is an origin story too, and I think they did a pretty good job on it. I think they finally did something right for the DCEU, and I hope they continue to do it with Justice League that's coming out. As long as they don't make the same mistakes that they did with Superman and Superman v Batman, I think DC will finally catch up with Marvel. Going to take them a while. They need more than just this, but I think overall, not only for DCU, but I think for superhero women, I think they once the tally comes in, and this movie will make as much money as I believe it should, because it deserves it. I think that Marvel should be able to push along and give us our Black Widow solo movie. I mean, they're already going to do the Captain Marvel, but I think with the success of Wonder Woman and how great this is, and what everyone is praising about this picture, I think we're going to see more superhero women, because they deserve their chance in the spotlight too. So other than a minor few flaws, I really enjoyed this film. I was highly entertained. I enjoyed the movie. I thought everything was great. I'm very, very happy that this was a success because I would like to see more, more women in leading roles such as this, and more women directors get to work on such a big budgeted project as this because they deserve it just as much as anybody else. So I'm very happy and very pleased that this film is getting the praise because it deserves it. So hopefully we'll see more of this. I'm pretty sure they're already thinking about talking about the sequel because I heard it in the press. Hey, maybe we'll get to see Cheetah in the sequel. Well, let's just hope, and hope everyone really enjoys this film because I enjoyed it. I really don't see anything wrong with it. So go see it. I recommend it highly. I'm not going to give it a ranking because this is just my thoughts on the film, like I normally do with my other horror films that I review. I'm just telling you what I thought about the film, and I recommend you go and see it and enjoy it. And I hope everyone enjoys Wonder Woman and have fun, people. It's great. So, comment below and let me know if you actually liked the Wonder Woman. Did you enjoy it? If you didn't enjoy it, comment below and let me know. Let's talk about it. Let's get a discussion about it. I'll have all my social media links are down in the description. Will be in the description below. And once again, this is just me, Lamont Smith, not the Horror Miser. This is Lamont Smith telling you all to go see Wonder Woman. I recommend it highly. And I'll see y'all guys later. Peace.